Alright, folks, welcome back to the Boys and Green YouTube channel. It's time for post match reaction to Celtic 4, Chelsea 1 as we complete our US tour in style with a win over the £1 billion bottle jobs, as Gary Neville put them. I'm joined by Alistair. How did Alistair after that?
Brilliant, mate, brilliant. Been a great American tour.
Aye.
I still can't believe it's happened right enough, but we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Um, Obviously, the main caveat before we go and talk about it is only pre season. I've said that, I've been consistent, but I thought the team came out. We may as well just square the team that started. It was pretty much what you would expect. Come next week against Kilmarnock. Carter Vickers was back, and the full team was basically Schmeichel, Ralston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, O'Reilly, Hatate, Forrest, Maida, and Kyogo. Alistair, is that the team you would expect to probably the team that maybe apart from Alistair Johnston to probably maybe start next week?
The only one that I could make a case for would be Nicholas Kuhn, but but because I don't see Johnson being rushed back in, because I'm not even sure he's back yet with the team.
Aye,
So no, I see maybe only Nicholas couldn't been able to push his way into that team if he's fit.
I know definitely. Um, we may as well start the game. I thought first 4 minutes Chelsea came out the blocks with the pace that they've got with players like Madueke and Kunku and players like that. They were kind of running through. And you think this could be long. Kind of Schmeichel come up with a few fantastic saves, but I think once we settled in to the game, we looked a lot better, Alistair.
I mean, the first 10 minutes I was like, this is going to be a pumping. But I thought for 10 minutes, really for 10 minutes onwards, I thought we controlled it. And can I just say, the midfield, not just in this game, the first choice midfield, O'Reilly, Hatate and McGregor look as sharp as anything. And
Aye,
obviously, a caveat it's only pre-season, but you can only, in these post-match reactions, you can only comment what you see, pal. And
uh,
that's
aye.
what I've been trying to do for the 3 games.
Obviously, we're gonna get this. There is negatives. I think you'd be blinded to not see that there's still negatives
Centre
in that
half.
team. We'll go on in a minute, but I should say that to the midfield, Hatate, O'Reilly, McGregor, and freaking. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen with O'Reilly. We don't know. I think you know whatever happens, if we can get all three of them firing, then Celtic could really do a lot of damage.
I can imagine if we get a winner then.
Exactly.
I'm
Um,
just being greedy.
but I think it would be naive not to talk about I've just won 4-1, but I think this is what why this preseason has been good as well. Because normally, if you're coming up against these big teams, you might look at the preseason, say we went and get beat 5-0 off Man City. There's no positives, and there's nothing really to look at in those games. But I think all three games have gave us stuff that we need. We know most of the stuff we knew, but we knew we needed a centre half next to Cameron Carter Vickers because, and I'm not having a go at Liam Scales here, but it takes far too long on the ball, Alistair.
Aye, he does. He does. Especially when he's getting pressed. If you notice, he always turns back and almost he's got this habit of almost getting caught with the ball and just nicking it away. One of these days he's really going to get caught doing that.
And I think he's good at like defending. I think he can be alright at defending at times, but I just think he's the way Celtic are going to be playing it against Kilmarnock next week, against your St Johnston's at home. We need defenders that can play the ball forward quickly into the midfielders so they can turn and they can make an impact. and I just don't think Liam Scales is particularly the answer to that.
No, I would agree with you. Scales is probably my my third choice. I want Carter Vickers, another, and then you can put up with Liam Scales after that. I'm not going to the fourth choice because I've got a bee in my bonnet when it comes to Stephen Welsh. But I just think centre half is an area we definitely need to look at.
Um, I definitely. I mean, we may as well just go through the goals. We'll go to the first goal. Um, I thought Forrest again today was actually really good. I thought he's done his chances absolutely no harm. And that does not mean we don't need to bring a winger in. We still need to, but I think I'd more than happy. And this is coming from a guy who wasn't a big fan of James Forrest. I would be more than happy to see him coming off the bench and making an impact, or playing, making some sort of contribution. But he plays the ball in, and Matt Riley does what Matt Riley does. I can't finish, and he just puts it in the corner.
Well, you know what I'm like with short corners, Josh. I was just getting the expletive out and then get the ball over. Ball goes to Riley. Oh, 1-0, happy days.
Aye.
So that was my. But, because I really don't like short corners. But no, it was a great move. Great
I
move.
think I think throughout the first half, apart from that 10 minutes, as you say, the midfield, like the defender, I noticed. I don't know if it was Fana was a lot was coming out to get to Atati, so then that was allowing space for if Atati could get turned, which he done a tremendous amount of times. Real Atati, thought he was excellent again tonight, and if he can keep that performance level up and play to the way, because I don't think injury or not, I think we didn't get to see the best of Hatati last season. I think even towards the end of Andrew's second season at the time, it tailed off a bit. So if we can get a fully fit, fire and real Hatati, then that's another you know good good factor that we've got in there. Because if he's fully fit and firing, the whole
Hata-
midfield just operates.
Hatati's looks really tuned in and focused. I have noticed that in all three games. So hopefully that's a good sign. Listen, everybody knows what I think of Hatati. He's my boy, so I kinda I will not hear a word against Hatati. I know that kinda blinkers me at times, but I just think the midfield is the strongest part of your team.
Aye, definitely.
Easily. Easily.
Um, the second goal was a really good team goal. Ralston plays the ball up the line to O'Reilly. O'Reilly just puts it and waits for Kyogo. Probably should have been 2-0 a few minutes before as well. Kyogo probably should be scoring that chance that Maida squared for him, but Kyogo's just there, and and
It was a great move.
you can say
Great
what I
move.
want about Kyogo. Kyogo came out this week and spoke about the annoyance of last season and maybe not being his fully fit best and firing, but he looks sharp as a tack. To be honest,
Yeah.
he's everywhere. He's
It's like
pressing, his pace.
it's almost sorry, Josh. It's almost like Kyogo's read all the Scottish newspapers. Miofsky's better than me. Shanklin's better than me. I'll show you.
Aye, not
And I'm going
no,
to ram it down a lot of people's throat. And that can only be good for us, mate.
aye.
Really
Um,
for us.
Towards the end of the first half, Maida goes off injured, which I don't know if it's a big knock, but I don't think it will be. I think it was just a precaution, which is fully. I would fully expect Rodgers to do because, as we've been saying, we've got a league game starting next week. So, but I think getting into the second half, Chelsea had a lot of the ball. Chelsea kind of dominated the second half. To be honest, they had a lot of the ball, but Celtic were defending pretty okay considering the defence we've got. Like, defended pretty well. Their pace, to be honest, Chelsea just looked shocking. To be honest, they looked at,
Her attitude looks stinking to me.
um, they just looked like they ran out of ideas and they just couldn't be bothered. Um, with the talent we've got, the talent they've got, you're expecting a bit better.
I mean,
Um,
you look at that squad, they should be getting a lot more out of
aye,
that squad. They
no,
definitely should be.
they should be getting a lot more than what they're getting. Because there's multiple. I know we spoke a lot against City about it's not the full shit. That's not far off Chelsea's starting 11.
Could make a case to say that is
Aye,
pretty much 7 or 8 of Chelsea's
well,
starting 11.
I'm looking at
Uh,
the lineup now. You've got Mudryk, who they paid for 80 odd million for. The
yes, pal.
Fofana they paid 80 million for. James would have went to the Euros if it wasn't the one position that England are absolutely packed in. So there's players in there, and they just looked amateur. They looked absolutely amateur.
Do you know what I was thinking? Especially in the first half. Thank God we never got Maresca.
I don't. I still. I don't think it's. I think whoever you put in that Chelsea job is
I think
snookered.
it's a basket case of a club, to be
Mm.
honest.
But we get into the second half. As I said, Chelsea had all of the possession. Obviously, there's 100 odd changes left, made left, right, and centre and stuff like that. And then the third goal, it's an absolute mess again from Chelsea. They're caught short playing out for the back. I think it was actually, I don't know, was it Johnson that nicked in and then played it at Palma?
Yeah, it
Palma,
was Johnson. An
Palma
assist
showed good
a goal for
composure.
Michael Johnson.
Um,
Who would have thought?
and then Palma showed good composure and then put it in the back of the net.
Yeah,
Then,
he's actually had a very good pre-season, Palmer.
aye, but he needs to start doing it. He's already doing it against Chelsea. This is what Palma's big problem is with me. Is he can do it against your Atletico Madrids and your Chelseas and Man Cities. Now to do it do it next week against Kilmarnock. And
George Samaras.
aye,
It actually reminds me of Lewis Palmer.
you need
Just, it looks very lazy. And then you think, and then he'll do something that he done for that third goal. And you think, why can you, we don't see made of that all the time?
aye, it's inconsistent. I've called him a stat padding player because he'll score goals like that and everything. I've always said if you don't watch Lewis Palmer week in week out, and you see stats, you think, oh, it must be brilliant. Watch him week in week out, and you'll see how frustrating the guy actually is. I still think there's a player in there, but he needs to show it. He needs to be a lot more
I
consistent.
think, I think he needs somebody. Kind of like, remember when Rogers was there the first time we had Paddy Roberts pushing James Forrest? I think Palmer needs somebody in the left hand side to push him.
I know, definitely. And then obviously the fourth goal a minute later, it's a fantastic ball through for Palmer and Johnston can't miss. I say that, but he can't miss, and it's 4-1.
And then
Um,
you were rolling about the floor laughing at
I
that.
know
So I
it
thought
was
you
mad at that
did.
point. The Chelsea goal came for the penalty spot. Christopher Nkunku
I
put it
was.
away a minute for time. It was just an inexperienced challenge for Donovan, which you're going to
The thing
expect.
that the thing that annoyed me about the penalty was I felt sorry for Zanizalo because he never really had that much to do, and then he's having to put the ball out of the net.
Aye, well, we may as well talk about another goalkeeper because, and if this is what we are going to get this season, and what we've seen us Smike over these two games, I'm licking my lips because yeah, again the day ball in his box came out, you could hear him shouting, bawling, coming out for crosses, he saves in
Yeah,
that
man.
the
He
first
was
10
that
minutes.
vocal. I even heard the get in skills when he ran
Aye,
the ball out for the goal kick. I love that, to be honest. I do, I love that.
but it's obviously it's good to see because Schmeichel came in and everybody's thinking, is he going to be another one? And as I said, it's only pre-season. We'll see what comes, but
It looks inspired to me.
it looks a good signs that we're going to have a good goalkeeper. He looks alright with his ball at his feet. He looks good shot stopping.
Yeah, he was brilliant with the ball at his feet, especially the high press. But the problem is, we've got with that is no a lot of teams in the Scottish Premiership will play at a high press. That's
Aye,
the problem we are going to have.
no, definitely. And I think that the one thing is going to need to be tested on. I think that's an underrated test when it comes to being a Celtic goalkeeper. See when he's
Concentration.
see when he's sitting, and I don't doubt for a second he will be focused because he's experienced. We're talking about an experienced goalkeeper here. But when you're sitting for 78 minutes, that's what I thought like, goalkeepers like Gordon were good at. See when they needed to make a save, they made a save. So, and I think I'm pretty sure Smike will follow on that. That it'll be good enough to make saves in it. But that's an underrated part. I think when you're out the game for that long, I think a lot of goalkeepers say that. You just need to be
Yeah,
focused for minute one.
yeah. I mean, I mean, I heard, I heard the Celtic fans, and I know it's America, but chanting his name, and I thought, yes, that's a sign that everybody's pulling in the same direction. Now, can we please uh, bring some players in to chant their name, please, the Celtic board? I'll write a letter, please.
Um, just before we end off as well, because we're coming up for about 20 minutes here.
Yeah,
I think if that's not clear enough to give Brendan Rodgers the money to do what he needs to do, I don't know what is. And
yeah.
I- and I'm not. This is no good. But I'm genuinely just saying this. Peter Lawwell, Michael Nicholson, get your hands into your pockets and get the money. Give Rodgers what he wants. We need signings in. We
Just
need
a death more than anything else.
aye. Everybody else is pulling in one direction, but there is one denominator that's just not there, and there's a way per the other
PLC
side
board.
is the board. Now I'm not going to get into a rant on the board, but that the night in this pre-season, right? And I understand again it's pre-season, but it shows that there's a team there. And if you get a bit of quality, a winger, a centre half, and fix the problems that we've been seeing in this pre-season,
You
and that's
imagine, sorry, you imagine a left back, a centre half, a winger, and a striker added to that. You're
aye.
laughing. You're
No, but
laughing.
also when watching that, and I think you'll be the exact same. You're thinking every time KYOGO goes on the floor, you're thinking crap.
Yeah, well, I said that to you, didn't I? I said every time Kyogo hits the deck, I mean, all it takes is what happened to Maeda the night to happen to Kyogo and we're screwed.
Aye,
We're
exactly.
absolutely screwed.
But my message would be, and I don't think Peter Lawwell will be exactly listening to this, but
I heard they subscribed as well.
aye, but it's just everybody else seems to be pulling in the one direction. We're back Rogers. We're on Rogers' side. So if if they don't get the if we don't get the quality that's and Brendan Rodgers does not get the quality that's needed, there'll be one common denominator where a lot of the criticism is going to come, and
I'll
that's
not go
Peter
to Rogers,
Lawwell's way.
I'll go to the board.
Not because they bumped that bridge the last time when it was all Rodgers is this, Rodgers is that. Just sign some players. We've got the cash, get it spent.
You know, somebody I hope was watching that, Mi- Michael Ange, the singer. I think I butchered his last name. I thought he was watching that because if targets are watching that, thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind going there. They're no a bad side. Just need a hand. So for God's sake, geese, geese 5 players.
Hmm. Exactly, and that's not too much to ask in my opinion. But the board is another day, obviously. But I think come next week, if you have no maybe not even signed one or two, and I don't mean Bernardo because I don't even know what's going on with Bernardo now.
No, I'm hearing conflicting messages.
But that's been the
Okay.
whole window.
I will. Yeah,
Um,
but Tim,
but
hopefully,
anyway,
mate,
I
hopefully.
I think. But back to the game, right? We may as well just end off. Who was your man of the match?
O'Reilly.
I thought it was excellent in it again. And if he does go, and that just shows that he's not worth 17 million or 14 or whatever they're bidding. He's worth 25, 30 million. And
So
anybody,
if he
if
was,
he,
if he were, I hate doing this. If he was doing south, you're talking 70, 80 million.
aye,
That's no exaggeration. Look at what he's been up against in the last 2 games.
aye, exactly. But I think that's probably it, because I think we've covered pretty much everything. Alistair, anything else to say?
No, just roll on next week, and here we go for 55, hopefully. The real
Um,
55 this time.
Aye, so that'll be it for post-match reaction to Celtic 4, Chelsea 1. We'll be back through the week with build-up to Flag Day when we welcome Kilmarnock on the opening day of the league season. And until then, thanks for joining us, Alistair,
Cheers, mate.
and hail hail.